All right, and we're back.
We return.
Yeah. So, Spade just discovered where St. Gertrude's awvee is in the courtyard. It's a battered, bipedal, human-limbed awvee that is half propped up against the side of a old, burned-out convenience store. Its core is torn open by. It's unclear if Lady Elreth did it or if the raccoons have already begun the salvage operation, but the cockpit is visible. You can see a bloody seat inside.
That's ominous.
Well, means that she's probably not dead. Otherwise there'd be a corpse to accompany it, is what I'm saying.
Fair.
Okay. Tower is on the north side of the courtyard. The rest of you are on the south side, except for Demon, who is in a building, just on
Are you
Yeah.
in a
Thick
building?
of it. Yes.
in a
jeez.
destroyed building just on the edge of the courtyard.
We make good choices.
All right, what are y'all gonna do?
What kind of
That
place
you're
was
in?
this?
I think that this was a restaurant. You can see there's
Okay.
like lots of knocked over tables, some booths that are still mostly intact, and
Kill him with an oven.
yeah, there's probably a kitchen, heavy duty kitchen somewhere back in there.
I have an idea. It sort of hinges on whether or not AR can be affected by falling debris.
Um,
That is a question for the GM.
I think that the AR is frequently affected by physical barriers due to limits of AR projectors, as well as
Right.
the sort of programming restrictions that are put into proxies to prevent them from just like walking into people's homes. And I think that also many buildings, especially those interested in privacy, have special construction techniques that prevent intrusive AR elements from entering them through the walls.
Okay. But like if say someone were to bring down a building as a very large distraction to go and grab the intel out of the AV, that wouldn't kill civilians because they're AR and wouldn't be affected by a brick to the face.
Yeah, this
necessarily?
would not kill any of the proxies or apps dropping a building on them. Unless it was some kind of really weird building.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, sounds like you have an action you plan on taking, Spade.
Yep. I'm gonna field this really quickly to my other teammates just to let them know. I'm gonna pick a building that I can clearly see doesn't have any meat occupants in it.
Thank you.
Thank you for avoiding the meat.
Yep. It's my job. And I'm gonna unless anyone else has a better plan, I'm gonna wreck that shit.
Wait, is avoiding meat your job? What kind of job do you have?
Technically, if we're going to be very crass, packing meat is my job, but that's not the point. So I send that out over the comms. So unless anyone else has any other better ideas, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm probably gonna stick around and choose. Should I choose something that's a building that's a midpoint between them and the wolf, or should I go for the far side?
Please don't go for the far side because that's where I am.
That's where you are.
Unless
Yeah.
you want to knock over my building and have me like do a dramatic superhero landing.
I said
I'm
the
down with
east.
that.
I'm trying to get you not shot. Is the
Fair.
sorry.
But superhero landing.
That they are cool. It's true.
Exactly.
Listen, I'll enable you if that's something you're invested in.
No, I don't want to die yet.
Okay, so you're gonna blow up a building to the east?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. This like,
Yep.
triangle little spot here. I'm gonna bring it down.
maybe that one.
I'm probably picking something that already looks kind of shaky.
Sure thing.
So that, yeah.
Well, do you even maybe want to bring down one of the ones on the block even further east if it's taller and let it just sort of crumple over?
Just sort of over the street. I would like to do that.
Okay.
Yes.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna use to do it?
I'm gonna use my fine destruction tools.
Okay. So fine destruction tools aren't necessarily a lot. Like, I'm open to suggestions for how they are a long range tool, but it's like wrecking balls and cranes and plows and that kind of thing. But I am open to suggestions
okay.
for what it might be. Also note that it's too load for fine destruction tools.
Gotcha.
Okay. I have an idea.
What's up?
Don't know if it'd work, but it could be almost like little explosives that you can just sort of either shoot or throw and will stick to the base or I'm assuming wherever you aim them of a building.
The structural parts
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
I'd be fine with that if that's what you want them to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Just in terms of practicality.
Would that be? Does that sound like a fine destruction tool, or does that sound like a weapon though?
It's like a rack of missiles or rockets will also get that job done,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
but they're not
subtlety.
fine.
that's true.
If we use this, it's both fine and not.
So what I'll
missiles.
say is that if you want to take these sort of like micro explosives for the fine destruction tools, I'm gonna say that it's sort of like a thing that like, because when you plant explosives in supporting columns, you generally have to core them first. So it's going to be like explosive drills that you launch, and they aren't any good at like hitting a moving target, really. So like if you try and use them in combat, you're going to actually have reduced effect, probably.
I'm into that. That's cool. Yeah. Quick question. Once I've defined the fine destruction tools, that's what they are for the rest of the. encounter, is
Yeah,
that
I
correct?
think that you can change out. I think that's what they are until you spend material to actually undeclare that load. So you can't just be like, oh, I actually don't have those explosive drills. I now have a wrecking ball, because that's a very large change
Okay.
in terms of your fictional positioning loadout.
I'm cool with that. All right, so it's gonna be these cool drill bombs, and I'm gonna use my good old wreck.
Who's got a drill?
Okay, Rec, your position is still risky, and you have standard effect because of your fine destruction tools. And what action are you planning on using?
Wreck. So I have to.
No, you would not want to use Rec because you're using your vehicle.
No? Oh. That's a good
Yeah,
point. Dang it.
I mean, unless you
Okay.
want to get out and like run up with your drills.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You
It's
actually
weird, but I
are
like
gonna
it.
get out and go over there on foot.
Yeah. You keep saying the sentence slower and
Well,
slower, and that
the
gives me
reason
the
is
idea.
because
Bad idea.
if you do that, then you're probably not going to be using fine destruction tools. You're either going to be using your fine demolition tools or possibly placed explosives.
Okay. Okay. What if? Okay. I would like to do instead. I would like to like move my mech over there and then use manipulate to place the bombs.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And then to get over there, I think that you're gonna need to, you're gonna have to make a roll to get over to that building because it's on the like, not quite the far side of the courtyard, but also the building you've like indicated is between the elephant and the apes and the wolf and the apes, who are converging.
Ah, this is a bad idea actually.
But I mean, commit to the bad ideas.
We're playing Beam Saber. Everything's a bad idea.
Okay. Sorry, I guess I misallocated my stats. In this
It
case.
will if you want to
That's fine.
quickly change your manipulate to battle or to destroy, or something. Like I said, my general rule is, if you haven't used it yet, I'll let you change it around. And so far, you've only used scan and analyze.
Yeah. The
Analyze.
the thing about wreck that I was sort of keying into was being able to like lift a car or smash through a door, and as like a sort of a search and retrieve vehicle, being able to push around debris and stuff like that was
Yeah.
sort of the point of it. So I might switch
Well,
that over
yeah,
to
I think either destroy or manipulate is what you're looking for in those regards.
Okay. Well, I have stats to
Yeah.
manipulate. So I'm just gonna use that. So in order to get over there, I think I'm going to use maneuver.
Sounds right.
Which I do
Okay.
have a die in, so that helps.
This is going to be risky limited because they know something's up, and they're better than you at. So they have a higher tier than you.
Fair. I'm gonna push myself for another die.
Okay.
So
I am going to call out their positions and say when it's good to go for increased
Okay.
effect.
So now you've got risky
Nice.
standard.
Because I have a tactical
Oh yeah, you can do
genius.
that twice
Oh,
per
yeah.
mission without spending stress.
So slash. I've done this 3 times and I've forgotten how to do it every time. Roll
Such a mood.
6. Yes.
And
Cool.
the string of sixes continues. All right.
God.
You
We won't match the other
I'm
one. Was
the
a 2?
only-
It's fine.
I'm the only one that's like that.
So what does it look like as your mech gets or as your awvee gets over there, Spade? And what does your awvee look like?
So my awvee is sort of. This is a bad reference because the only one who actually knows both of these things is me. But it's a cross between a hangdog from Athelion and a stranger. So it's this, like, this flat caterpillar-looking thing. It moves with anti-grav. It's got many jointed arms that sort of extend themselves, and they're designed to prop up debris. And the underbelly of it is, as I said before, this like this sort of concave array of thousands of humming sensor rods, and this gives the mech both its hovering abilities and also what I'm calling the knell, which is a frequency that picks up reactions from organic and proxy materials, especially stuff that's dead or deactivated. It's harmless for living or active entities, but it's deeply unpleasant. It's like a full body shiver, like someone has walked over your grave.
Very thematic.
Yeah.
They said about cell phone radiation. Now the world's an apocalypse.
On the outside, it's got a shell of like sort of flexible, rubbery, black and white plastic that is only sort of loosely tied to the internal mechanisms, so it can sort of change shape and change the concave of the sensor array to either like focus on something or like expand out to scan a wider area, which it did earlier.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
All right,
That's where
so
else it
your
looks
awvee sort of slithers over there on its anti-grav buffer, and you're up against this tall, like 3/4 intact building that looks like it could come down at any moment. You can also see approaching, now that you've got this angle, you can see the wolf and its 2 accompanying apes coming down a street towards the building that you are at. They don't see you, they missed you, but they are heading towards converging with the elephant and the other 2 apes.
cool. I'm gonna drop a building in their path.
All right, so what you gonna roll?
Gonna roll. Right, because wreck isn't a thing anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna move those stats to destroy.
I believe as researcher you start
that
off
make
with
sense?
1 in rec.
That's right. Oh no. I was gonna manipulate to
Yes.
plant the bombs.
Okay.
And then destroy it. So have them do that. So, what we tallied up before. I'm using the fine destruction tools.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be risky standard, including the fine destruction. Actually, wait. No, you're not doing this against the raccoons. This will be risky great.
Right. I'm doing this against
Yeah.
my building. Okay. So that's another 2d6, I think. So 2d6.
And that's a 4.
Mm.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Had to break
Yeah.
sometime.
All right.
I mean, I rolled a 1 on my first roll.
So, and your goal was to do what exactly with dropping this building, which you succeed in?
Cool. Well, I'm gonna block off the street so that it's harder for the wolf and the apes to get over. And I'm also drawing as much attention as possible to it. To draw the apes away from the courtyard and probably also the elephant if possible. Well, probably not with the 4, but the idea is to draw them away from I've forgotten her name, but the Saint's mech, so that we can grab the intel and then
Okay.
run.
So, here's what happens. You drop that building and you back off in your awvee as it comes down, and you certainly get the attention of the of the raccoons' awvees. You are now in a desperate position because they see you now. Yep.
Oh, cool.
So the 2 apes that are in the courtyard to the west, they're moving in on an attack vector on Spade. What are the rest of you gonna do?
I am declaring armor and a shield, and I'm moving in.
Okay, you don't have to declare your armor yet, because you can declare it.
I'm gonna have it. Well, I just thought permanently I would probably just have armor at least 1 use for. most
Okay.
missions,
So what's Pitchfork's awvee look like?
Conveniently, you've thrown a bunch of stuff on this map that looks sort of like it, so that's cool. The quadrupedal one's
Yeah.
the elephant, right? So the bottom half looks like that, and the top half kind of looks like one of the ape's torsos stuck on top of it with like a head that's like painted and it's got like branches and things on it.
Nice. And does it have? So it has arms, kind of like the ape as well, like humanoid arms, or?
I put industrial for both arms and hands, so maybe a little more like crane looking, but yeah, sort
Okay.
of. Sort
So
of
still,
like that.
still okay. That's a pretty good image. All right. So what's the shield look like? Is it just like a big hunk of alloy, or?
Yeah, I think it's a tower shield, ish. Maybe not quite as big in relation to the mech, but to the awvee, but it's pretty big. I can plant it in the ground. Like a typical big
Yeah,
Gundam
cool.
shield.
All right. So you're rushing over towards where Spade is. Okay. And what are you doing?
I'm going to get in front and probably put down a. I'm gonna declare the grapnel anchor system, and just like get settled in.
Okay. So you set up shop as a walking barricade. All right.
If you're a walking barricade, how do you feel about me climbing on top of you?
I mean, that's fine. Are you close enough to do that?
I mean, where are you coming in from? Like, can you ping on the...
So they're both
so-
about here.
Yeah.
Okay, then, because I'm about here, so I could probably go over, and I want to be able to sort of... Even if I'm just like... sorry, brain. But I think being able to have sort of that kind of height advantage as well as the sort of consistent movement will be good, because I can start working on getting your back if anything's coming up behind you.
Friendly reminder that we are here to grab stuff and not get into a fight.
I know, but
Yeah.
there might be mechs coming in from the other direction.
Well,
I was going to radio Demon and Tower to get this while we were the distraction, but
Okay.
like, do that. That's fine.
My plan is to book it for the for Gertrude's
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. I had a mental image and then I got stuck in
Okay.
the mental image. Sorry.
it's a really cool mental image, though.
Another time.
Because my mech is like very small.
Okay.
Did we get
No,
a
I was
description of yours?
just gonna ask. Your tower's mech is the only one we haven't had described yet.
Okay, so my tags for it, just as a very brief sort of overview thing, once my document loads, are, in terms of style, are ornate, custom, and artistic. And I think it was a performance mech. I used to be with the Cirque du Soldat, and I think I got this mech as almost almost to substitute for a partner in a lot of routines, but then I retrofitted it so that I could control it manually, and it's almost like it's less like a big like lumbering mech. It's very humanoid. It's more like a frame that I strap into, and use it that way. So it's like all of the limbs are controlled by my limbs being in them, as opposed to like using controllers in a cockpit and stuff like that.
Okay.
But in terms of aesthetic, it's very humanoid, but it's all ceramic. And the ceramic has, where it's been chipped, I've sealed over it in gold, similar to the way that people will repair pottery and stuff in gold. So it's got this sort of very fine line work of sort of glittering cracks covering it
Cool.
almost. Yeah, I'm self-plagiarizing a little bit.
That's
but...
fine. So, Demon, you're rushing
Yeah.
over to St. Gertrude's awvee?
Yes, I am just gonna use the distraction and haul
Okay,
ass
so
over
the
there.
elephant is
Yeah.
still in the courtyard. So you are going to have to roll to get over to Gertrude's awvee.
Sure. And is that on the west end
Yeah.
of the courtyard, or is...
Sort of like the
okay,
northwest
so-
end near that larger building.
Sure. What are my position and effect
Your
here?
position is, let me think. Your position is controlled because of the distraction provided by
Okay.
Spade.
Yeah.
And your effect, I would say, is standard.
Cool.
Actually, no, sorry. Your effect would be limited because both the raccoons are good at what they do, and also this is a fairly large courtyard.
Okay, no, that's fair too. Let's see. I'm going to push myself so I can get a die to begin with.
So are you just rushing in there?
Me? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I want to aid then because I also want to rush in there. Is there a way to sort of like, again, making use of the distraction element, sort of like jumping off of the building and doing the cool superhero landing, but that's not the point.
Yeah, you can aid by being a distraction as well. So are you dropping your optical camo then while you do that? Okay,
yeah.
so spend the stress to.
Would that be fuel or stress? Because I'm doing it while
aiding
in
is
a
always
vehicle.
stress.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm. How many dice do you have right now?
I have 1 so far.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add a die.
Okay.
And that, I'm assuming that also establishes me. in
Yeah,
that
you're
sort of
somewhere in
position.
the courtyard.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that's not something I have to.
So crowd controlled limited.
Yeah,
Or risky,
Oh no, sorry, controlled. Yeah, it was controlled,
control.
limited, and I'm willing to offer you a devil's bargain if you want.
The autonomy.
The app clock increases because y'all have been here a while. It'll go up 1 tick.
Yes. I will take that for increased effects to controlled standard.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Yes.
Okay.
Yikes.
So, double 1.
Ones.
2-1.
Well, it was controlled. So, do you want to withdraw and try a different approach, or do you want to press on and seize a risky opportunity?
I'm gonna press on and seize a risky opportunity.
Okay, so I think you Tower turns off their optical camo and comes over top of one of the wrecked buildings, slamming down near the elephant, and you can't really tell where the pilot of the elephant is looking because the cockpit doesn't really have a head. But then you realize where they're looking when the big crane arm grabs a boulder and chucks it at you, Demon. Just like this huge chunk of rubble. It goes wide because this thing is not meant for throwing. It's meant for picking up, but clearly it knows you're there. So, what you gonna do now? Keep running? That would be seizing that risky opportunity or doing something else.
Are you in your mech right now?
No, I am not.
No!
Yep.
Can we get a description of what Demon looks like?
Oh yeah. So Demon, he dresses well right now he's kind of in his his piloting outfit, which is I imagine it to be kind of like a flight jacket sort of, since you're a flight suit kind of deal. It is it's in gray and purple tones for the myriad, and so he's older. He's probably about late 30s, and he's got this slicked back black hair. It looks like he has done a he's toned, so he does a fair amount of because he's done fighting and does a little bit of physical training, though he needs to hit the running a bit more. Yeah, so and he's got these he's got these green eyes that are just very charming. So, and there's currently a boulder coming to smash both of them out of his head. Yeah, so okay, I pushed myself for dice back there. Can I like try and get back into my
Yeah,
vehicle? Like
Yeah,
dodge out
if
of
you
the
want
way?
to try and make a run for your awvee, you can do that.
Yeah. Sure. I guess I'm still doing prowl here. So I'll take 2 more stress to push myself.
Do you want another devil's
Um,
bargain? That clock goes up
Always.
some more. You have had that transmitter running for
How
a
we-
while.
How we feeling, team?
We get 3.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, do it.
All right, let's do it. What's my position? Well, position is risky. What's my effect here?
Let's see. I think it'll be standard because since you're not running clear across the courtyard, you can use the buildings for cover. And also your awvee
Sure.
is closer than St. Gertrude's was from where you are.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. 2d6 risky standard prowl.
Oh no.
We're crawling up the crawling up the dice.
Okay.
I'll get back to 4 soon.
Okay.
At least it's
Yeah,
double.
so that's
Yeah.
a 2. That's a 2. All right, on a risky. Things go badly. The pilot suffers harm, their vehicle suffers harm, a complication occurs, they end up in a death threat position, and or they lose this opportunity. So, what happens is that the elephant chucks another boulder at you, but it misses you by a wide margin because, as I said, this thing is not good at throwing stuff, but it hits
Sure.
your awvee. So your awvee takes damage level 2 smashed. It just like slams into its torso and like leaves a big old dent. Of course, you can resist that if you want, if you can figure out a way to resist it.
Yeah, because I have a remote vehicle control.
Good call.
Mm,
And
please roll well on this.
yeah, so it's gonna like crouch out of the way. And yeah, so I'm gonna resist with expertise, I
Yep.
suppose.
Are you good at that?
I have 2 dice, you know, I'm as good as so hey, double 3s coming up.
Well, that's a 3.
Yep, so 3
Yep,
fuel.
3 fuel spent. So, but that'll reduce the damage. Let's make that 1. What'll that be? Yeah, dented. That's a good one. Level 1 damage dented.
Okay. Cool. And I would also like to note that my friend or foe tag is now activated as well.
Okay.
I'm a raccoon.
Okay.
Mm,
Sorry, what does that mean?
So where is it? Find friend or foe tags makes a vehicle appear as belonging to a specific person, squad, and or faction. So, we're gonna have some words when I get back to my vehicle.
Okay. You can actually like see the grabbing arm like it sort of pats the air like it's sorry as soon as the raccoon IFF pops up. Okay. So who are we going to jump to? Let's jump back to Spade and Pitchfork. So you do not have those friend or foe tags. So
Nope.
the 2 apes, they see you two, and they do not have the same rules of engagement as y'all do. So they lift up their 2 arms.
are they considered
The
civilians?
apes? No, they're definitely
Okay.
not. They're part of your target squad.
Okay, we can punch them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We can punch them.
So they both lift up their arms, which have machine guns mounted on either arm, and the like larger machine gun on their shoulder also tracks automatically and aims at the two of you. And what do y'all do?
I've got my magpie just sort of like curled in on itself, as making itself as small as possible to fit behind Pitchfork.
Okay. And Pitchfork?
Yeah, I think my awvee just like swivels to face them, and the shield's just like right in front of the two of us, and I'm gonna bring up my fine heavy melee weapon,
And
which is, what is it? It's basically a giant jackhammer,
Nice.
and it fits into a slot on the shield, so it's just like pointed right at them with the shield next to it. Covering
cool. All right. So, but you're not attacking them yet, though.
No, they're not in range.
Yeah.
I don't have any
Okay.
range.
So neither of you are actually doing anything to stop them from opening fire. Then. Okay.
Nope.
So they both open fire on you, all 6 machine guns, just like tearing into you. But thanks to the position that you've both maneuvered yourself into, I think that both of you take level 1 damage grazed on your awvees, which of course you can resist or you can protect if one of you wants to do that,
I'll resist.
or declare armor, of course.
Would that be expertise?
Yes, it would. I assume you're basically just like bringing your shield to bear better.
Yeah, like I'm aiming it so that it blocks the
Okay.
shots better.
And are you also?
Oh,
I was going to say, are you going to protect Spade as well?
As much
Well,
as I
protect
can,
is a specific
yes.
type of teamwork action.
Oh, wait. This is something I didn't know about. Oh, wait, there it is. Yep.
Describe how you would maneuver yourself to take a consequence that would otherwise affect a squad mate. You suffer that consequence in their place, and you can resist it as normal.
So would this basically be me taking 2 level 1 harms and like
Yeah,
trying to
you'd
resist
have to
them?
resist them separately or declare armor for them separately, or just eat them.
Well, let's
I-
resist the first one and see how that goes.
All right, roll that expertise. That
That's a
goes very
6.
well. Then you spend 0 fuel to do this.
And I'll just do that
Here's
again.
hoping.
I know. That's okay.
All
that's
right.
a 3. Okay.
So no,
It evens out.
neither of you
Yeah.
take any damage as Pitchfork imposes herself between you and the apes and their 6 machine guns.
Thanks, bitch. Appreciate it.
Okay. I think I know what I want to
Oh
try
well,
to
hold
do.
on just a second, okay, Tower? Because
Sorry,
now
sorry.
technically that rule of engagement about not engaging first has been broken. So Spade and Pitchfork, are either of you going to retaliate?
I want to flashback and say that I was actually controlling with the remote control device.
Okay, so declare your remote control in your pilot gear. And
Uh-huh.
I
Also, that means we get a pilot
yes,
description.
true. I think that
True.
that is. Yeah, that's a 0 flashback. You had plenty of opportunity to get out of your. I mean, hell, you mentioned that you got out of your awvee already when you were surveying the courtyard. So where is Pitchfork actually?
I was running between the buildings up to the wolf,
Okay.
hoping they would notice me, and I also have placed explosives.
Ah!
Okay. So quick question. As the soldier, you can get an anti-armor weapon. Is there a reason you're not taking that instead of placed explosives?
Oh wait, I just didn't see it. I missed that. I missed that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You don't have to get up close and put it on by hand onto this awvee. You can. So what is your anti-armor weapon?
I think it's a little bit like those drill explosives. Like it's designed to like pierce the armor enough that it sticks in it, and then it's got an explosive on the back half, and that blows up.
Okay.
Nice.
It's like a
So-
it's like a launcher.
It's a rocket launcher that fires these explosive drills.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So you're in an alleyway, getting the drop on the wolf, then.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's the difference between a nail gun and a crossbow, I think.
Similar concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like the farming background, there we do have like these things that you just like railroad explosives, basically. Like you drill into it and then like it blows up, but I modified it so that it would launch those.
Okay. So what you rolling?
I mean, this sounds like a wreck.
That's fair. It's
Or
certainly
yeah,
could
yeah.
be.
I have a point in that.
Okay. So I think
I'll push myself for another dice.
sure. So this will be. Yeah, I think that this is going to be controlled limited. No, wait, you're using anti-armor weapon. Controlled standard. They don't know you're there, so hence the controlled. And they're not looking for a pilot.
Cool. All right.
Is there a way I can assist?
How do you want him to try to assist?
I think maybe I want to help with targeting. Oh, so what I want to do is I want to sort of ping out the weak points, like the specific spots in the joints, where these things will be most effective.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so is that for increased effect or additional dice?
How many dice are you at?
I'm at 2.
Okay,
Do
so
you want a
increased
devil's
effect.
bargain? Y'all
What
have
would
been
that
hanging
be?
out here a while. I could add another tick to that proxy clock.
But that would fill it. That's a bad idea.
I want to fill it.
So are you gonna take it?
I mean, so do I.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
We know
It's
the
gonna make my
devil.
life so much harder.
How much is assisting?
That is a number of stress equal to your
That's one.
number of ticks you have in the relationship clock with the person you're assisting, which, since this is the start of the game, is going to be 1.
Cool.
Okay, so that's 3 dice, I believe. And you're operating at
Yeah.
controlled standard.
Wouldn't
It's
it
like
be?
right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
I
the
thought.
assist.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Yes,
devil's
yes,
bargain
yes.
was the dice. Right?
Okay, so controlled great. Light 'em up.
Oh boy.
Hey.
There it is. It's a 6. It's a 6.
And the great nets you 3 ticks on the 6-tick clock. So you fire the drill at the weak point that Spade pointed out to you, and you just like dig in right into the hip joint of this wolf, and then it explodes and the whole leg comes clean off the wolf, and it hits the ground hard. It's not getting up. If the pilot manages to shake themselves, shake off what happened to them, then it could probably drag itself around a bit. But so it's still technically operational, but it is in bad shape.
But as of right
Yeah.
now, not really.
Okay, so Tower, what are you doing? You're in the courtyard with the elephant.
Okay. So, so there was mention of a storage cache in the mech
A
we're
data
trying to get
cache.
at. Yeah. I want to try to run for it,
Okay.
and I think I mean, my mech is very, very small, like basically person size, so I don't know if that affects things, but it is something to consider.
Well, you took a medium load, so is
I mean, like I'm a buff person.
well,
size,
medium
but, like,
affects maneuverability and speed as well. Since I
Yeah.
don't think you've declared any awvee load yet, if you want to switch to light, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
go
Could
right ahead.
I? Because I only
Yeah,
declared
okay.
one.
So switch to light then. I think
Yeah, I think it actually makes more sense for the mech I
yes, I agree.
described.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
about aesthetics when I did that. I'm gonna switch on the camo, and then just book it.
All right. I think that between the distraction caused by Demon and your speed and camo, you don't actually even need to roll to get over to St. Gertrude's awvee. So you are right in front of it. It was a medium mech, so it's probably and your mech, even though it's a light mech, is like extra small. It's like an extra light mech, basically. So it's
Yeah.
probably got like good 15, 20 feet on you. But you're able to get up to the remains of the cockpit with your nimble little awvee. And what are you going to do now?
I mean, do I know a vague location of the cache that we're looking for?
It's somewhere in the awvee's
Like-
mainframe.
Okay. So I want to sort of pop open the cockpit if it's not already open. First thing I want to do is take a look for any body parts.
Okay.
That's our job.
You have a quick look around, and you can see that, like, carelessly tossed to the ground near the feet of the three awvees, you can actually make out corpses. Yeah.
Shit. Okay. So I think, what would that be? Would sort of looking for this cache be analyzed, maybe?
Well, you know it's in the awvee.
Yeah, I just don't know where it is or
Well,
what
it's
it looks
in the awvee's computer systems. It's not a physical object.
like. Okay. Okay, I was mistaken in terms of what you meant
Yeah.
by mainframe. Okay, then I'm gonna say I have a fine security cracker as well, which doesn't take a load, but it also makes sense with just character concept and stuff.
So Find Security Cracker does not bypass digital locks. That's what you want a hacker for. This gets you past like physical like deadbolts
Okay.
and also like keycard locks and keypads.
I mean, I still think I have
zero
it.
load, so
Like yeah, I think I still have it just in terms of like practical character stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna try to start like opening up the computer system and just see what I can find just
okay.
based on a
What do you
peripheral
want to
sort of
roll
check,
then?
and then go from there. Could I maybe could I do analyze?
I mean, if you want to
Could I here, could I sort of almost plug in my awvee to the other one and sort of try to get some kind of
yeah,
data
absolutely.
feed?
And you want to roll analyze
Okay.
with that?
I think so. I don't have anything
Sure.
else that seems
Okay.
appropriate. I've got one die if anyone wants to help me, or I'm willing to take a devil's
So,
bargain.
this is going to be risky standard, I think. And the devil's bargain I will offer you is that you've got your data ports exposed right now. You get a hitchhiker.
That sounds really interesting. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
I would like to aid by adding
Okay.
a die.
That's
Oh,
3d6.
or wait. Oh, you've already got 3d6.
I've got 2.
Oh, you've-
Because I have 1 to start with, and then adding the 1 from the Devil's Bargain.
Okay. Would you like for great effect, or would you like a die?
I think a die.
Okay. So yeah, I will aid because this is basically what we've been planning for. So I happen to have where is it in my pilot loadout? I have structural analysis of a vehicle, or blueprints of a vehicle. So I'm gonna take that, and I had that ready on like a digital file, so you kind of know the architecture of the system.
Nicely done.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. So,
Can I... Is there anything I can do to make that
not now.
happen?
Nope.
So here's what happened. First off, for that Devil's Bargain, take level 1 damage proxy in the shell.
Oh god.
So that's the level.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting. I'm all down for doing
So
interesting
you
stuff.
open up your data system and you start poking around in St. Gertrude's awvee, and then you start receiving the spam emails. And the notifications just start filling up your screen.
Because she was 50 and
Well,
bad at the internet.
more so that you've got proxies on you now.
Fair.
So yeah, you can see all around your awvee's feet are a whole bunch of apps and proxies. And then one of the more aggressive apps, it sort of like bounds to the fore, and it's a some kind of a leprechaun mascot.
I've been rolling
And
so bad today.
It starts telling you about this like overly sugary cereal brand, and just
Fuck off, Lucky Charms
and
guy.
then next thing you know, there's just like this whole blizzard of bits of cereal and marshmallow swirling about you and your awvee, and you can't see anything. So take the level 2 harm to your pilot, ARC blinded.
Oh, is the...
The ARC stands for
Okay.
AR confusion.
Okay. Is the level 1 that I just got...
Yeah, it's for your
my
awvee.
mech?
You've got a hitchhiker.
Okay.
And of course, you can resist the blinded. You cannot resist the level 1 in your, since that was part of a Devil's Bargain.
Yeah, can I?
Yeah. So how?
Can I?
So resisting AR confusion is resolve.
I'm bad at that.
You've got 2 dice in resolve. Yeah.
Do I? Where's resolve? I'm dumb.
Resolve is a catch-all.
Oh, that's a general thing. Yes, sorry. Okay.
So you are resisting it.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
5.
Good.
Only
Nicely
take
done.
works.
So you swat the leprechaun out of the way, and you push yourself through the blizzard of cereal surrounding you,
God, that's such bullshit.
and your vision is cleared. So we're
Okay.
gonna jump over to Tower. Or sorry, not Tower, Demon. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So-
I was like,
Demon. What are you gonna do? The elephant is sort of like you get into your awvee.
okay, yeah. And then I just like get on an open channel and I'm just like, elephant pilot, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, the radio comes back over. Oh, geez. I'm so sorry. I thought this is obviously hostile territory. I did not realize that we had another fire team in the area.
Yeah, we've got proxies pouring into the area. We brought it's like I've been brought in as a specialist to help out. I have a fine cover identity.
All right, so you wire over your credentials and.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you outrank them?
Oh, of course I do. Yeah, this is like some pencil pusher with like some construction person with like so.
I mean, if you have the opportunity to outrank, why not?
Yeah, it's a fine cover identity. I need you to get this. I need you to get that that awvee out of here. That the other myriad mech is dealing with. And it's like I need you to get it to us, and of course this is like broadcast openly, or because I don't have like their frequencies or whatever. But it's just so my friends can also hear me. But I need you to cart that away from here and drop it. Drop it down in a safe location. Like I want to get them to cart it somewhere else where we can pick it up later.
So I think that's going to be a roll. What do you want to roll?
I think command is what
Fair.
I'm rolling here.
That definitely sounds right. So that'll be standard effect thanks to your cover identity. And
Sure.
I think that this is, let's see. I think it's still risky. Yeah, I think it's a risky standard.
Can I make it desperate and get great effect?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Basically, I kind of want to beam over to them like some, I need to get it out of here quickly, and I need to make sure like it's in a secure location so we can get it later. And so I'm just like yelling a lot, and like my credentials may potentially be more exposed, because I throw out some names and they may not necessarily be the right ones.
Do you want a devil's bargain?
Always.
So,
what do we got?
As you pointed out, Tower is still on St. Gertrude's awvee. So this thing will just knock Tower out of the way, and Tower is going to take level 1 harm battered.
Consider. I could climb in it.
Next within next.
I'm sorry, Tower, but
okay,
yes.
Tower, take take level 1 harm battered to your pilot, not to your awvee.
Is there a way?
No, you
I
can-
can get myself
No.
in it?
No, you're as small as your awvee is. It's far too large for a cockpit.
That's fair. Okay.
So,
I'm so sorry, Tower.
so mark level 1 harm battered.
I only have 3 stress. That's fine. I can resist things if they come up. I won't die yet. Unless I roll a 5.
Well, you
Okay.
can't
Unless I
resist
roll a
this
1.
because it's from a devil's bargain. Okay.
I'm aware.
So, make that command roll. Let's see.
2 dice. I'm taking a die for so risky or desperate. Great. I'm gonna take stress.
Oh my god.
How much stress are you at?
6 now.
No!
That's nothing.
Do you want me to help?
Fine.
Please don't take trauma in our first session.
Do you want to assist me somehow? Do you want to like roll with the punch or something and like look disabled or like make it look convincing? More convincing than you actually.
I only have 3 stress. I'm gonna do
Okay.
that.
Sure.
All right. So,
I don't want you to take trauma in our first game.
All right, 4 dice. Here we go. You're offering to help me instead of me taking stress. I'll take 3 dice without the I'll do that. Okay, roll 3d6. Keep highest. Desperate. Great command.
5.
Boom!
Okay. So they bide, but there's also a desperate consequence.
Sure.
Oh god. And take XP.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank
okay.
you for the reminder.
So the elephant, it just like swats Tower aside and then grabs Gertrude's awvee, picks it up without any effort. This thing is strong, obviously. And
Sure.
it
Strong.
starts stomping its way over towards you. And says, all right, I'll take it to the location you pointed out. And
Okay. Excellent. Copy that.
yeah, so, but the desperate consequence. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I think I know what it is. All right. Yep, that's what it is.
I hate this fucking family.
Okay, let me just put this in my notes.
Okay.
What a consequence.
I don't even know what happened and I'm scared.
Very afraid.
Okay. So, you'll only find out what happens if you successfully complete this mission.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, hey, No, I fucked up. I didn't get anything out of that.
Dice happen. Okay, so
They
spade
really
and
do.
pitchfork. What are you two gonna do?
What are we
Get
looking
the-
at?
Yeah, so
Get the
you've
hell out of
got those two apes bearing down on you with those machine guns just unloading a hailstorm of bullets. But you are safe-ish behind Pitchfork's remotely controlled awvee. And Pitchfork, you're in an alleyway holding a anti-armor drill launcher with a badly damaged wolf on the ground and two apes who are tracking where that came from and will soon realize where you are. So, we didn't get Pitchfork's description. What does she look like?
Okay. Pitchfork, face young, eyes trusting, hair flowing, body muscular, outfit practical. So like Pitchfork, Keiko is I guess still a farmer. Like she's in a farming mech that she outfitted for combat. Like she's just buff and the youngest kid in the village left, and she's off to find her family, who are probably dead. It's fine.
Sounds bad.
I wanted to ask actually, can I identify which mech that my rival is in? If they're here right now, because my rival is
Yeah, your
in
rival is
directions.
not here. Yeah, I didn't want to bring rivals in the first mission. But yeah, I thought about that. Okay, so Pitchfork and Spade, what are you two gonna do? You're both apes are bearing down on you.
Do we have the intel yet?
I mean,
Have we secured that? This is me on the comms, private comms.
I have the mech being taken to. I have the awvee to being taken to a secure location. We can deal with it later. We just need to get out of here.
Okay.
Do we want to try to retrieve bodies or no?
Not right now.
Fair.
I have a directed energy weapon I could use. I kind of what I would like to do is scramble over to the wolf because I'm still worried about it and get at the cockpit and sort of take care of that. But we're kind of pinned down right now, so
My next plan was to just rush with the jackhammer and like, while they're distracted from the wolf going down, just rush in and just knock them down.
Okay. You
Totally
should do that
excellent.
first, and then I can take care of the wolf for real.
Okay.
So Pitchfork's awvee is rushing the two apes that are opening fire. Okay.
Yes. Shield up. Rushing forward. Jackhammer
Okay.
ready.
So that is going to be risky limited, because remember, when you remotely control an awvee, you have reduced effect, and so that sort of negates your fine heavy melee weapon.
Can I take 2 fuel to increase that?
Yes, that is something you can do by pushing yourself.
Okay. I will
So
take 2 fuel spots for
yep,
standard
so
effect
risky
now.
standard.
And this is a risky standard battle.
What do you need? You need 3?
3 wouldn't hurt, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Yeah. No, we'll just see how this goes. Oh no, I didn't press roll. Okay. It's a battle. Oh, that's bad. That's a 3.
Okay, so
We're doing very badly. We had like a string of 6s, and now
Yep.
we're just dead.
so
There it goes.
your awvee rushes forward, wielding its jackhammer and shield at these two apes, but they're light mechs, and yours is a heavy, so they sort of dance around its flanks, peppering it with more machine gun fire. And your shield is no longer interposed between them, so your awvee takes level 2 harm, or level 2 damage, riddled.
Fuck.
I will reduce that first with armor
Yep.
to level 1, and then. Wait, should I have resisted with fuel earlier?
With your vehicle, yes.
Yeah, I think I screwed that up. I took stress instead. Okay, I'm putting
Okay.
that in fuel. And I will resist
Okay.
again. So, hey!
Nicely done.
That's a 6.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Competence.
Oh, also, I wanted to mention that for Demon's great success on the elephant
yes.
pilot, I filled up 3 ticks on the elephant apes clock.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
very nice.
So, Spade, what are you doing? You've got that distraction you asked for.
I'm going to maneuver over to the wolf, and I'm going to use I'm marking off a melee weapon. I'm gonna get up close and personal and find the cockpit, and generally my mech's hands are used to pry open dead cockpits to get to bodies. In this case, it's jaws of death rather than jaws of life. So I'm gonna stab this pilot.
right
if
in the
I can
cockpit.
do that.
Oh,
Okay.
You have fun with that. I'm not. allowed to
This
kill
is
people.
going to be risky limited because they're higher tier
Okay.
than you.
So I've marked off load, so that means I get
No,
another die? Is
that just
correct?
gives you the fictional positioning of having the gear to do this.
Okay.
And potentially
If it's a
increased
fine
effect.
item.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that's a thing I can do.
okay. Which is not. It's just a melee weapon. Although I could probably use the fine destruction tools to sort of hand place this explosive.
Yeah, you could do that.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna demark my melee weapon and go and use
Yep,
my fine destruction
okay.
tools. And I'm gonna use that as a manipulate again. I
Sure.
feel like that makes sense. Okay.
So that'll be risky
so-
standard.
All right. Kind of want to push myself because I want this to work. So that's 2 stress.
No, when pushing in your vehicle, you use fuel. So 2 fuel.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Where's the fuel? Okay, cool. I haven't spent any fuel yet, so that's fine. So that's another die, I think, or is it great?
You get to choose.
Or do I set that? Okay. Well, if it's standard, then the damage still happens. So I'm gonna go for 3d6.
Okay.
Making sure I. Okay. Give me that.
5.
Hey.
Okay, so what happens? That gives 2 more ticks on the wolf ape clock, which puts them at 5. So you scurry over to the downed wolf, and you place the explosive drills onto it, and they burrow deep within the wolf, and you back off, and the one of the apes comes running over to try and help the wolf out, and is about to turn its guns on you as you backed off. But then the drill explodes, and it sets off the wolf's ammo magazines, and the wolf goes up in this massive explosion that takes out the ape next to it.
Nice.
Nice.
So now there's only one
Hell yeah.
ape over by you and Pitchfork.
Cool. How do we want to deal with that, Pitchfork?
Remember that to fill clocks, you don't have to do it with attacking. You can do it with any action roll as seen by Demon's command, essentially neutralizing the elephant.
Right.
Hmm.
Do you want to scare him off?
Do it.
Yeah, I do. I do want to do that.
Cool. You should do that then, because I have no interface stuff.
I don't either. I don't have tech things. I'm wondering how to do that with what I've got.
Yeah, I just have 0 resolve. Is the problem?
Oh my god.
You've always got 1 die if you spend 2 stress.
I have 1 resolve. I have 1 in command. I could
Well-
do that.
That
Maybe.
could work.
I'm good at resolve.
Command
but
is
not at
used for
command.
intimidation, so I mean, if you want to try and
I could flirt with them. I'm good at consort.
if you want to try and scare the pilot off, that would be the action that would probably make most sense.
Okay.
You could potentially also use something like wreck if you want to like just smash some shit to be intimidating.
I want to open up a channel to just an open channel to all of the apes
Mhm.
that are left in the area. And I want to expend my everybody hurts special armor to understand them a little better,
Okay.
which is a cool empath ability. And try to convince them to leave, I guess,
Okay.
at this point. Like, I've taken down the wolf. They haven't managed to really get a hit on me yet. Like, I understand what they're doing, their job. Like, it's hard, but cut your losses.
Yeah.
You should leave.
Okay. You can also you get how much does Pitchfork understand her empath abilities? Okay.
Not very well. I think she this is just a thing I think she picked up like in the orphanage, just surrounded by kids that were really like kind to her and having like this very warm environment to grow up in, this warm nurturing environment, and like they taught her to feel, we may be in a war, but that doesn't mean that the people on the other side of the war
Okay.
aren't people.
So yeah, so you can understand that you get the sense that these pilots, most of their job, as far as they're aware, is already done because they're here for the salvage, and the elephant already had a good amount, and it looks like it took off. So yeah, they're so take the benefit of pushing yourself since you spent your special armor, and make that action roll to convince them to leave.
I believe in you. I'm sorry I'm tiny, or I would be more intimidating.
So that's position and effect then.
Oh yes,
That-
sorry. I think that'll be a risky position, and let's see. It's going to be limited effect.
I'd like to aid. I'm basically gonna circle the magpie around the desiccated wolf, to sort of indicate that, like, hey, your CO is down. You should regroup and come back to this
Okay.
later. that's-
So-
yes.
Take
And I'll push myself for 2 more stress as well.
Is there a way that I can
no,
aid
only
as well?
one pilot can assist at a time. Also,
Okay.
Pitchfork, you already pushed yourself by spending your special armor, so you can't spend additional stress.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, I could give you a devil's bargain if you want one.
What would that be?
They'll remember you.
Oh, that's fine. That's totally fine. I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Okay. So, where is it? Factions and squads. I am bumping up or increasing the raccoon's dislike of you then.
I
Of the
wonder
squad.
why.
So you're now at -2 with the raccoons.
Oof.
And the mission hasn't finished yet.
Although
Yeah,
it
well,
is 9.
we're wrapping this up.
Okay, sorry, I just have school.
Yeah.
I'm a baby
So-
gay.
So altogether that puts me at, I think, 2 dice risky
Yep.
standard. Okay. Let's hope this goes well. That's
Okay.
a 4. It's a 4.
So, that definitely fills the clock of this one, and I think that the other 2 apes, they've seen that the elephant's gone, and that the officer is down, and so they're just they're gonna pull out. They're gonna pop off some parting shots on their way though, and so take level 1 damage to your awvee, because they don't know that you're not in there. So they do like a fighting retreat. So take level 1 damage. I don't know, grazed.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it.
Scrape,
Okay.
maybe?
So, but they beat feet. They're gone. They leave. And as does the last remaining ape as well, with the officer down. And the rest of you, later on, you find exactly where Demon told the elephant to drop the awvee. You find St. Gertrude's awvee. as intact as it was when you found it, which is to say not very. But that's it. There's your first mission completed.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
I do want to go back for bodies though.
Yeah.
At some point.
If the fighting has settled down, then I'm gonna go around and collect.
Yeah. We can make that another mission.
Or a long-term project.
Oh yeah, that's also
Yeah.
that's probably a good idea.
So,
Yeah.
mission completed. When the squad completes a mission, follow this process.
Yay.
Resolve the squad's reward. So, reward. For being in the theocracy, you get +2 personnel points. Sean, would you mind taking care of this? Okay, thank you.
I got it.
So you take a
Yep.
supply roll from your employer faction, which is the Celestial Myriad. Roll dice equal to the target's tier plus the employer faction status. Your employer faction status is 0, and the target's tier is 1. So roll 1 die.
Someone who has been getting better rolls than me.
I got it. Not that I qualify under that category.
3. So you get 3
3.
supply
Okay.
points. Assign the supply points as cash, material, or personnel.
Do we want to take 3 material, everybody?
Yeah.
This is right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. In terms of
Okay.
as well.
Every pilot takes 2
Okay.
cash. So make sure to mark that on your
Ooh,
character sheet that you have 2 cash.
Yeah, where's the section for that?
It's under long-term projects, which is under damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the mission supports the patron's faction goal, add a tick to the goal's clock. It does. So I will mark that as you have gathered some intelligence.
Sweet.
The squad earns 2 rep. If the target of the mission is higher tier than the squad, take +1 rep. So you get 3 rep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that good? Okay.
All right. Thank
Got
you.
it.
Next up is trust. So trust. All right. If the squad, if to update the squad's trust and status, follow this procedure. If a squad benefited from the mission, considering giving +1 to that squad's status. So, Bishop Finmal is glad for what you gave to them. If a squad was harmed by the mission, consider giving -1 or -2 to that squad's status. Well, guess who's not happy about your intervention? The raccoons. You now have vendetta with the
I
raccoons.
wonder. God.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For every squad status point above or below 0, add a descriptor. We'll do that later. Adjust the trust of the faction targeted by the mission. Important infrastructure damaged? No. VIP was killed? No. Civilians died? No. Their corruption was exposed to their citizens? No. At least one of their squad took casualties? Yes. So that's -1 trust. The mission's target was high profile or well connected? No. The faction was attacked in a region they controlled? No. You have vendetta with one of their squads at the start of the mission? No. So you actually only lose 1 trust with the Jovengelian Empire, but you're already at 0 with them. So you have...
You know.
No, it's
Not
not.
the end
So
of
you
the
now have
world.
-1 status with the Jovengelian Empire.
Yeah. Do we gain anything with Finmal? Or how does that work? Is
Yes,
that with our
that'll
own
be with
faction,
the
or?
with your own faction. So yeah,
Oh,
so we
okay.
will go down next. Adjust the trust of the faction that employed the squad on the mission. Civilians died? No. The ROE was broken? No. Important infrastructure damage that was not the mission's target? No.
Does anything happen if they broke
Your
the
rules
of the
engagement? No, not at all. They don't care about yours.
mission? Okay.
No.
Okay. No, I just didn't because
Yeah.
you mentioned
a squad that
something
was not
about
the
it.
mission's target and belongs to the employer was harmed. No. Mission was successful. Plus trust equal to double the target's tier. Minimum 1. So you gained 2 trust. At least 1 secondary objective was completed. No.
Do we have
Collect the
secondary?
bodies.
I mean,
But that'll
we're
be
going
something
to
you'll
do
do
that.
later with long-term
long-
projects, perhaps, or another mission.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
You have
Okay.
vendetta with one of their squads at the start of the mission. No. Normally that would be the end of the trust. However, that desperate roll that was failed miserably earlier, now that comes up. And what that was,
Oh boy.
Oh, did you take XP for that?
what that
I did. Thank you.
Okay.
what that
Sorry, I
was,
want to make sure.
lose 3 trust with the church.
What?
What?
Because
Why?
the data
my
cache
God.
in getting transferred, when it was opened up, got filled with proxies and apps that are rampant. So the tech who went to go open up that data cache, you guys just flooded the local Celestial Myriad network full of rampant proxies and apps, and they are not happy about that. The data's still there, so you completed the mission technically, but they are not happy
Technically.
with you.
Shit.
So we're now at -1 with our own faction.
Yep.
We gotta be better at this.
Yep.
Good start.
Just
We gotta
some
be
basic,
better criminals.
being online safety stuff.
So,
Review
adjust the
some of those things.
trust of the squad's patron faction. Another faction was aided. No, the patron's interests were harmed. I mean, we already sort of covered that one. So I'm not going to give you an
Sure,
additional
right.
-2 trust. And adjust faction statuses. Done. So that is trust completed. Next up, entanglements. Okay. So, after reward and trust are determined, the GM generates an entanglement for the squad using the charts below. Look at the faction that the squad has the most negative status with, which is -1 for both the Empire and the Church. So, which means you are rolling on table C. Then roll a number of dice equal to 3 minus the squad status level with their patron faction. So you're rolling 4 dice.
Wait, two
Three
dice,
minus
right?
the
3 minus. Oh, 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you could
okay,
roll
yeah,
4
yeah.
dice, please, Sean. Thank you.
Sure. This is gonna be like all 6s here, so it's good. It's good.
5. Okay. Letter from home.
Wow.
One of the squad's pilots receives a personal message with bad news. So, who gets the Dear Johnny letter? Anyone want to volunteer for this, for bad news from home?
I can, but is anyone like feeling it
I
more?
don't have home to get bad news from, so
I mean,
I'm all good on that.
I could get information from Doctors Beyond Stars. That's the only real point
okay.
of contact I have.
So, what's the bad news that reaches Spade from Doctors Beyond Stars? So I think what it is that Dr. Cyanopoulos has taken ill. Yes.
Oh,
Turns
no.
out that exposure in the field to like the deadly areas that she, is that the correct pronoun? Yeah, that she tends people to. Turns out that one of the areas she was treating people in had chemical weapons used in it. Yeah, so
jeez.
she's in bad shape. They're unsure at this point whether or not it's terminal, but she's not doing well. So, that's the letter you get. Do you want to take 3 stress, or force yourself to take, or force your lone downtime activity to be cut loose? Which is a downtime activity that removes stress.
Okay. I'm gonna.
You'll take 3 stress.
take 3
All right,
stress.
take those 3 stress. As you don't deal with the pressure you're under from hearing that the person you care about has a potentially terminal illness.
Oh, I see. I did not know what that actually meant. if by cut loose you mean go and visit the
Well,
conductor,
cut
then
loose
I
is
yeah.
a downtime activity that you do that heals stress by spending time with one of the other pilots.
Right. So, but what? Okay, what is the option that is go and?
I mean, if you want to bring one of the other pilots along with you, that can be how you cut loose.
Okay. Does anyone want to go
I'd
with
be
me?
down.
Okay.
But also, I don't have a lot
Well,
of
you
stress.
don't
so
heal
someone
stress,
else
just
wants-
Spade will.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Yeah. I'll go. Or
Can
No,
more
it's
than
just one
go?
person.
We just like. Oh. Okay. Who wants to go?
Field trip.
did you want to go, Tower?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go.
Alright.
I'm a priest. I
Last
was,
rites.
anyway.
Maybe.
Well, you know,
So,
Oh my god.
just yeah.
just checking in on
Just
her.
to be clear,
seeing how
Dr.
she's doing.
Cyanopoulos is not going to die from this immediately. Maybe she will later. Yeah.
It's a long-term project.
Okay.
So yeah, so cut loose. This is your downtime activity. And I want the rest of you to think about what your downtime activity is going to be. Okay? Since you only get the one because now you have vendetta with the raccoons. Okay, when your pilot cuts loose, you'll remove some stress from your stress track. Pick another pilot, Demon, and describe how the two of you spend time dealing with the pressure you're under, visiting Dr. Cyanopoulos. This can only be done as a downtime activity because to really dump some anxiety takes a fair bit of time. However, you can decide that your pilot skips the next mission, perhaps going AWOL so they can cut loose, and you'll play a different member of the squad for that mission. This might be a new squaddie or friend or already familiar NPC, any of which help further flesh out the squad's cast. I'd prefer if you didn't do that since we're like just getting started.
And we don't
Yeah.
really have anyone else except
So,
Scratch.
to see how much stress you relieve, roll dice equal to the number of ticks in your relationship clock with the pilot joining you, which will be 1 because you only have 1 tick in your clock with Demon. So roll 1d6.
Get a 6. Get a 6.
5.
Okay, so you heal that much stress.
Not
How
terrible.
much stress did you already have?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh shit.
Oh wait.
So-
oh no, I didn't mean it.
you overindulge. When you
was
overindulge,
wacky.
you've behaved poorly and made bad choices, and made choices you'll likely come to regret. This could express itself in a variety of ways, so choose one way you overindulge from the following. Attract trouble. Roll an additional entanglement. Brag. Take -2 trust with your patron faction. AWOL. Your pilot vanishes for a few weeks. When your pilot returns, they've also healed all their harm. Or impropriety. Reset your relationship with the pilot that joined you to 0 as you make an ass of yourself. If your relationship is already 0, take the level 1 harm alone.
Woof.
So,
Ooh.
All right. Let me find those.
I mean, I'd say do the AWOL one, but
again, I would prefer if you didn't do AWOL since we haven't seen much of Spade yet.
that's fair.
Yeah, I just
Fair.
want to look at a list really quick of those things that you mentioned. Da-da-da-da. Where did it go? Here we go. So, nope. That. Oh, okay. Here, it's not listed very well. That's fine. I like attract trouble. I like. I also very much like brag. Because I love to make my bosses angry. That would be with the
Yes.
myriad, right?
Yeah.
As a whole. Where have we been tracking our relationships?
On the squad sheet, profiteers on the file.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you. We're at like -3 with them?
We're at -1, and we have 2, 3, 4, 8 trusts now because we went negative, so we lose.
Gotcha.
We have a bunch of trust, but that's because we lost enough to get to the down level.
Okay. I'm gonna
Okay.
do trust that.
So what does the bragging
Yeah.
look like? I mean, it doesn't have to exactly be bragging. It's basically just you're spilling state secrets kind of thing.
I think what it is I mentioned in the previous episode I wanted to steal sort of a mint from the Myriad that would print script for like stuffing pockets of corpses so that the families could cover the
Yep.
funeral cost. I think I talk about that, and I think I might give Doctors Without or Doctors Beyond Stars like access to that.
Okay, so you talk about that plan, and word gets back to the church of your counterfeiting scheme, and so they trust the squad even less now. Okay, but you have a nice time with Dr. Cyanopoulos, and she's
Yay.
very grateful for your presence. And she's glad that you weren't there when she was treating those patients, that you'd already moved on from the doctors, that you were no longer her valette.
Ballet.
Yeah. Well, I think when it's like a personal assistant, it's pronounced valette, but when it's like the person who gets a car, it's a valet.
Gotcha.
At least I've heard it pronounced both ways. I could be wrong about that. Okay, so who else? Yes,
So
you
I cleared
cleared all
stress.
your stress, definitely.
Cool.
The one benefit of overindulging. So, who has an idea for the downtime activity?
Refueling?
I'm really not sure, and also I kind of need to go to
Okay,
bed
well, you
soonish.
think about that so we can get, we don't, yeah. So yes, you are
Yeah.
also right, Takuma. We do need to do refueling. So who wants to spend material points to refuel their awvee? Who has fuel spent?
I have
I've only got like one.
Okay,
5.
Oh no,
so
I have none.
Pitchfork
spent,
is
so-
spending a material, at least I'm guessing, unless you want to roll multiple dice and then spend multiple material.
Yeah, just one.
Okay,
Just enough.
so roll that d6 and remove that much fuel.
Please don't be a 1. Yeah, that's
3.
That's good.
All
Okay,
right.
3.
Anyone else want to refuel? No.
What happens when an
Awvee,
awvee
the fuel is just wasted. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So, Demon, Pitchfork, or Tower, do any of you know what you want to do for your downtime activity?
I would like to start a long-term project to go deep cover with the raccoons,
Awesome.
leveraging my my newfound secret identity,
Okay.
and I'm going to
And to
consort
what
with them
end?
to make this happen. To what end? To gain their trust? Maybe no, because they're
Destroy them.
yeah, to expose a weakness.
Okay.
To expose
All
a
right.
weakness.
So, start an 8-tick long-term project.
Yep.
I'm gonna also start a long-term project actually to retrieve
Okay.
the
So
bodies
add
we
that
found.
to your character sheet and hold off on your roll for that.
I have.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll consort.
Nice. Yeah.
Boom, 3 ticks.
Good work.
Hell yeah.
So I guess the elephant pilot.
Yeah, take them out for drinks.
How many ticks does this clock need, by the way, to retrieve the bodies?
For St. Gertrude's fire team? I think
Yeah.
that will be a 6-tick clock. And what are you
Okay.
rolling to collect them?
I think it's probably gonna be analyze. Unless anyone can think
I
of
mean,
something
yeah, I
better.
can see that making sense. You're sort of scanning the ruins, trying to find where all
Yeah.
the bodies are.
Okay.
Okay, so mark
That's a
one
3.
segment. All right, you're having a tough
Okay.
time because there is so much wreckage in this area. It's messing with your scanners, but you are able to find a couple. So you start down it.
Okay.
Is there a way for other people to assist with long-term projects?
That adds a die if someone's helping.
Okay.
But it has to make fictional sense. So I think you're probably away, no?
Well, like if they borrowed the
okay.
magpie to do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
can I
sure.
roll an extra and see? Okay.
Okay, so add another tick.
That's a 5.
All right, and
Okay.
pitchfork. What's your downtime activity?
I think probably. But I don't want to spend another material point to. Probably just training.
Training? Okay, what are you going to train?
I'm gonna say resolve.
Okay.
I think that the AR stuff that I noticed while we were there, while it didn't really affect me directly, was just kind of like
Unnerving?
I missed out on a lot of I missed out on a lot of like how to work with machines basic stuff because I'm a farmer, and I think I should probably learn how to do that a
Okay.
little better. So.
All right, so mark those 2 XP because the squad has the resolve training upgrade.
Didn't even know that. Cool.
Yeah, lucky you. All right. And that is downtime completed. I guess it's a lot faster when you have a vendetta with another squad since everyone only gets 1 downtime activity. So, XP.
Yeah.
The squad's XP goals. Acquire product supply, execute clandestine covert sales, or secure new clientele. Did you do that?
I
I think we did.
we
Oh.
might have done the first
Mm.
one.
I don't think so, because remember your product is corpses.
Yeah,
When you
that's fair.
finish your long-term project, then you'll get them.
Okay.
Face
makes
off
sense.
against challenges above your pay grade? Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Bolster your
Yeah.
squad's reputation or develop a new one.
Yeah, we
Merciful is ours. Like we let some of them go, but we also
Yeah.
killed one of them.
I think
so
that works.
I don't know.
You did it at least once. You know, threw rocks
Yeah.
at them, tell them to get out of here, no one likes you.
Sorry, where does squad
That's on the
XP
squad
get marked?
character sheet.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
express
Proxies,
the
bottom
goals,
left.
drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the squad.
Certainly.
I think the conflict there would have been like collecting the corpses versus doing the job for the.
Okay,
for the
I'll let
Yeah.
you take that XP. All right. Next up, check the pilot's XP goals and mark 1 XP for each item that occurred. So, Demon.
Just challenge with calculation or conspiracy. Yes, because I decided to use the transmitter to like draw spirits into the area and cause a diversion.
So that'll be 1. Actually 2, because you also pretended to be another person. So,
Oh.
okay. Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
express
yeah.
your history, tragedy, or opening?
I feel I expressed both my opening and my history. Commanding a gang of rabble and scum, and then
Yeah.
being a priest.
Yeah. Okay,
during
so 2 XP
downtime.
for that.
Yeah.
Did you struggle with your beliefs,
Cool.
trauma, or character? Okay. Okay, so
No.
take that XP. Next up, pitchfork.
You addressed a challenge with piloting or violence.
Yes.
Yes,
argue
I would say
two for
so.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, between the remote piloting and the anti-armor. You expressed your history, tragedy, or opening. I like maybe the opening just because of the training, the kind of like work during the day. Train
Yeah,
at
during
night.
your resolve, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and one for that. And you struggle with your beliefs, trauma, or character.
Okay.
Not yet.
Next up, Spade.
All right. Well, you addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. I'm gonna say yes.
Yep,
Because
that definitely
getting
qualifies as
building.
mayhem.
You expressed your history, tragedy, or opening. I definitely opening. By going and seeing Dr. Cenotaph. I wonder if I can also do history as architect because it was.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Cool. So I'll put 2. And then you struggled with your beliefs, trauma, or character.
No.
And
Okay.
no.
And Tower.
So I would argue mine is you addressed a challenge with stealth or evasion. I would argue
Yep,
for 2 there.
absolutely.
Yep.
And then I think I used my opening in that I got in contact with people from the bar I was
Definitely.
working
So that's
at.
1. And beliefs, trauma, or character?
I only in that I was non-lethal through it, but I don't think
Yeah.
that's...
Yeah, I don't think that those really came up for anyone yet. Okay, so everyone's marked their XP. Okay.
That goes in
y-
playbook XP, right?
Yep, wherever you
Wherever
want
you
it.
want it.
Oh,
Okay. And so there are questions about ask the pilots the following questions to direct what the next mission will be. But because I know we're sort of cutting it close on time, we'll save those to discuss in our private chat. And these are for those listening. These are to help the GM figure out what the next mission is by getting input from the players. All right. So I'm going to bring us back to the intro screen. Oops, sorry, the talk screen rather, which is all messed up because Takuma was able to join us,
Oops.
which is
Yeah.
a-okay. I'd much rather have you join us and then have a messed up talk screen that needs to be fixed quickly. It's giving me practice. So, while I do this,
oh jeez,
yeah, that'll do.
that looks rough.
So, Takuma, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey y'all, I am Takuma Okada. My Twitter is my name with an underscore after each name. And, yep, sorry for the technical difficulties. Hopefully that won't happen next time.
Okay, do you want to plug your Twitter or? Oh, yes, sorry.
Oh, I did, real quick.
All right,
No.
Sasha.
All set.
I'm Sasha Renell. I'm at Sasha_Renell on Twitter. And you can follow my game design stuff at TCAP.
All right, thank you, Ray.
I'm Ray. You can follow me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay. Don't have much going on there, but you never know. Stuff might pop up.
Thanks. And Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean, aka Hyena Spots with a Z on Twitter, and I will also be appearing on Eric Vulgaris' channel on Twitch this Saturday, running a game of John Harper's Ghost Echo. So if you get a chance, come check it out.
Nice.
Should be pretty fun.
And I'm Austin Ramsey, the creator of Beam Saber, and this stream is brought to you by You Don't Meet in an Inn. You can find us on Twitter at Not an Inn. You can find us on Facebook at You Don't Meet an Inn. You can find us on our subreddit at r/You Don't Meet in an Inn. You can find the podcast at youdon'tmeetinanin.libsyn.com or at whatever podcast app or service you like to use, such as iTunes. We are on there. And thank you so much for joining us for this first mission of the Cenotaph campaign of Beam Saber. And remember, folks, fight the war, not the soldiers. See ya.